Hey, how's it going, everyone? Just gonna do a really quick kind of commentary on this video by Mr. Cheswick. Posted it about a guy in Australia who is just trying to get some fresh air. I guess there was a lockdown in the hotel or something like that, and so the title is "Coronavirus: Fresh Air is Now Illegal in Australia, the New Abnormal." And the beginning says, this dog has more rights than some Australian citizens, and so it just shows the way this system is. It's like, it's a perfect analogy is like looking at a dog is that they just need to be told what to do. They need to be trained, told to go here. And then many animals have been microchipped. And so that's, the future, I suspect, near future for humans. And so that's what, Satan, the ruler of the left-hand side, views everybody as, and to like micromanage them. And that's the vibe that's been around for a long time. It's funny for me watching this because we know this, and we know that it's not just COVID. This is at the corporate level, which the Bible says is a beast system will rule the world, in the last days. And so it's no different, So all these people who go on and try and fight the thing and, not wear a mask, that's a very, very token victory, if it is one. And no one's ever been victorious. Every story I've heard is people get kicked out. No one's ever, I've heard definitely like Dearth recently and Right the Hand, like they don't get to like follow through with what they want, to be able to shop in that place. Dearth in the grocery store, and I think Right the Hand was in Goodwill or something like that. Like they don't get to shop, they just get escorted out, and so, and it's usually a confrontation that's involved in that, when emotions like that get involved, we don't know, especially with the way the police are heightened, with the BLM and all that. So it's not friendly, that's for sure. And so there's no winning. And the Bible says, who can make war with his beast? It's rhetorical. God has made it this way. He runs the entire world. And so he's put checkpoints in place to make sure that what the Bible says is going to come to pass will come to pass, no matter what anybody has to say. No matter how eloquent, how many laws you can quote and all that kind of stuff. You think the system cares about that kind of stuff? Those are just token gestures for those people to have something to do, just to pass the time. Because again, a majority of people are just doing useless things, on this earth right now. Hopefully that's obvious. But I want people to understand, and I'll play this clip, just to kind of get a little feel for what this person's going through. And I'm not trying to make fun of him. I'm just using this to explain what's really going on, and it's been going on for a long time.
Not allowed to go outside. Put your mask back up, please. Put your mask on. Mate, put your mask on. You've got to go back inside.
So the setup, I don't think this is staged. This looks fairly legit. It could be staged, but a lot of stuff looks staged. Like definitely all the BLM stuff is staged. People didn't all of a sudden start caring about so-called black people now. The government didn't all of a sudden start caring about the elderly and kids now. A lot of them are pedophiles. And a lot of them, through their policies, have made old people in their condition, their poor health, by working them till they're 65 or later, and all that kind of stuff, and so that's insane. Like no normal person's allowed to believe that in the days that we live in now. If somebody does show for the government now, I just view them as not human. They're not a real person. They're God's left-hand side, without a doubt. So so this person is trying to just get some fresh air, and then there's police, and then the police have the mask, and they're even like wearing goggles in case corona gets in the eye or something like that. He just wants some fresh air, and then he's being told right off the get-go to just put his mask on.
I'm trying to come up with fresh air, man.
Yeah, I get that, man, but...
It's been 7 days, man.
Yeah, but you're meant to be inside, right? It's not safe for you to be going
I'm
outside.
negative from there.
That's fine, mate. I get
Why would I
that.
stay inside when people are inside?
I get
None of the police are social distancing. They're all like cramped together and all that kind of stuff.
that you said that you're negative, but you can't be walking around the building. You need to go back upstairs, you need to go back to your room. Okay?
This is my house, one.
We need to go back to your house then.
Two, I'm trying to get a fresh air. Literally, I've been stuck in my house for 7 days now.
I know.
Maybe it's his apartment. I'm not sure.
And I'm negative. You guys actually, it's giving me more cases, literally. There's positive people here.
And I get that you're saying that you're negative, but the whole building, regardless of who's negative and who's positive, is in lockdown.
So you
You
guys
need to go
are
back
even
to your
taking the
house.
people that are positive out of the building.
This building is in complete lockdown. No one's going in or out.
guys
How is he supposed to
allow
eat?
To go for a dog every day to go for a walk.
I haven't been here. I haven't let anyone out.
Every day I see a girl coming out here with a dog to go for a walk. And you guys announced that the Daniel government announced that you can go for supervised walks. So I'm asking, 3 officers.
Supervised walks.
You're not allowed outside, mate. That's the instructions. Mate, where are you going? Don't go out on the door. Can't go out.
Don't touch me, bro.
Can't go out, mate. Go back upstairs.
See?
You've been told. You've been told.
Literally like a kid. And there's another title to this. 3,000 people are being kept under house arrest in Melbourne, Australia. And so I want people to know, and again, a majority, if not all of these people on the quote truth side work for the government because they won't talk about the fact that this is what's going on in corporations. You know, you have to like beg for time off. You got to ask, can I go outside for a smoke break? They'll give you 2 15-minute breaks or whatever throughout the day. And, you know, just, you know, can I take a vacation? You know, yes, sir, no, sir, 3 bags full and all that kind of stuff. You have to sit in your desk. And then if you're not there for 30 minutes, people wonder where you are. Oh, you left a few minutes early. Where were you? And all that kind of stuff. And so, again, the truth community is run by the government. And so they won't realize that, let's just say this person's allowed to go outside and do all that kind of stuff. It doesn't change the fact that the corporations operate exactly this way. And so it's a beast system. There's no winning. You know, there isn't. I just, hopefully it's not new news for people, but people who are a bit sort of late to it, it's not too late to realize this, you know, because we're all gonna find out. This could be an apartment building, possibly, and this could happen in my apartment, you know, like they could just lock it down, you know, and then what am I gonna do? Fight against the security and all that kind of stuff? Like, I can't win. They could easily just shut the elevators off and then lock the stairs, you know, and all that kind of stuff. I won't be able to move, you know, and so, you know, I don't live on a very, very high floor, but I don't know, I'm not gonna jump out of my window or anything, and that kind of stuff. So, thankfully I do have a patio, you know, I can go out and get some fresh air. They could also lock that if they really wanted to, I guess, but so I'm not in as bad of a situation as maybe this person, but this person, who knows, like the guy literally just wants some fresh air, you know, and like they could literally move like 10 feet out and then just let the air come, and they won't even do that. They're like blocking him just to like have the air. Like, so this is crazy, you know, and so this whole world has become a daycare. And the person who is taking care of us is Satan, you know, and the Bible says the earth has been given in the hands of the wicked. And so our babysitter is Satan. And so, and it's been like this from the beginning, which again, the truth community will not acknowledge. They're waiting for someone even more evil to pop out of Israel and like wow people with their speech and all that kind of stuff. So they're part of that system, you know, they're part of this daycare system. And that's why they only will allow people to talk in circles on these Flat Earth Hangouts, because that's also exactly the way it works in corporate America. It's just, you know, screaming, yelling, you know, but like just, you know, emotions, you know, talk in circles and then all that kind of stuff. No actual real solutions and progress and anything like that. And no truth, you know, for sure. And so everything that's happening in the world is happening in these corporations. And then you have to care. You can't go to a corporation and to be sort of like apathetic towards the whole thing, you know, and just put your time in and then leave. They want you to like feel these emotions and then become like a zombie and indoctrinate you. Like I worked for Amazon, it was the same thing. You had to use the language of their core principles and say, you know, like they had like maybe like 15 different core principles, you know, frugality, you know, and let me actually read these. I could probably find them all online. So they actually like literally indoctrinate people, and they want people to always use this language in meetings and stuff like that. And then this is why I did not even last there for a year, because I mean, I can't do this kind of stuff. But these are the people that survive there. Customer obsession, ownership, invent and simplify, are right a lot, learn and be curious, hire and develop the best, insist on high standards, think big, bias for action, frugality, earn trust, dive deep, have backbone, disagree and commit, which is one of their favorite ones. It's like, even if you think you're right, you have to like still, you know, shelf that and then go with what your boss says. So that's their favorite one, especially the managers deliver results. And so these are the things that, and bias for action is another one that comes up a lot. They really, really want people to just be like hands-on, you know, and just do stuff, you know, put your head down and just do it, you know, and like that's the way the world is, you know, just this corporate philosophy, you know, that has been propagated by America to the entire world. It's written in Amazon's, you know, principles as well, and so that's who they want, just like a zombie, you know, and so that's what's going on, you know, and so everything that's happening to this individual and all of us now is reflective of what's going on in corporate America. And the mask is just a physical example of what's already happening in corporate America, where you can't speak up. Once you say one thing against another person or anything like that, even if the people don't even like that person, that means that you're capable of that again. And then that's why a future manager won't want you in the company, because then it puts, you know, then you will not align yourself with them. And then they'll not be able to dictate, you know, the narrative. And so their narrative is for job security. You know, that's the way it is. And I've noticed this in many, many companies. This is not new. That's their priority. And that's what people do when they have scarcity of resources. And so they want a person who will comply, you know, disagree and commit and that kind of thing that Amazon says. And so all of these principles are just for HR and then the manager to succeed with whatever they want. And then occasionally they do, you know, clean up, you know, the house, but a lot of times the networks are so strong that they can't break them up, you know, and so we see that, you know, and I've worked for Schlumberger, it's the same thing. You know, if you read people's reviews of Schlumberger and go to like SLB, the layoff, for example, and I've done a video on that, everybody knows that that's the culture there. And so that's the culture everywhere. I want people to know that. And so this, again, for me personally, I know that if it's not the end times, it's the end times for me, because I can't be in a system like this, you know, because Amazon just literally writes them out, but every company is the same. And so this person is experiencing the beast system, you know, that's what it is. And I just find it funny that the truthers are so shocked, you know. For me, it's like, that's why it's funny and awesome for me. It's because stuff that I've known and a lot of people have known, other people are catching on to it, you know, and that it's very systemic, you know, it's very much rooted and it's not going away. No matter how many stupid laws you can quote or whatever, you know, and all that kind of stuff. And so what does a person do in this situation? What does a large group of people do when they realize this, that it's just their life is over? Because this is not a life for any normal person who has even a few principles, much less a person who's deep in the Bible, you know, like God's elect will be and are. And so that's, again, more and more confirmation when I see videos like this, that the end is like near. It has to be within days away, because no even non-religious person would settle for this. You know, they'd much rather have death, you know, than be, you know, corralled by a bunch of people, just, you know, not allowing them to get fresh air. And the air, the irony, the funny thing is, the sad thing is that the air that person's breathing is disgusting, you know, because of all the things that are being put into it by all these, again, corporations and all the factories and all that kind of stuff, building useless things, you know, and all that kind of stuff. So the beast system has won already. I want people to understand that. It's been victorious from the beginning, and it was prophesied and planned by God to be that way, to be diametrically opposed to, you know, his laws. And so now just more and more people, I would say in the millions, you know, and potentially billions, are aware of this, you know, the evil and, you know, that kind of thing. And so these kind of videos, you know, I think that they're good when I watch them, in the sense that I'm not happy that this person has to go through that, because he may genuinely need fresh air. And he's just gets stir crazy, you know, being in his place for too long. But it's good in the sense that once enough people realize that we're in hell by experiencing this, or theologically in the Bible, or both, then, you know, the end has to be near. So I hope everyone's doing well. Bye.